Hey guys, so today we're going to continue talking about time. And yes, I realize that my picture is not in the bottom of the screen today. But that's because I really want you guys to focus right here on the clock. And I don't want you to be distracted by my face. Also, if I'm down here in this corner, it covers some of this stuff up, and I didn't want any of that happening. All right, so far we have talked about this hand right here. And this is called the hour hand. Now let me see if I can get it to write here. H-O-U-R. Hey, that's pretty cool. All right. So we remember that this is the hour hand, and it tells us exactly what its name says. It tells us what hour it is. So if you're looking at this hand, it is what hour? Well, if you look right here, it is 8 o'clock. Now, today, I'm going to introduce you to what this hand is called. And that is called our minute hand. M-I-N-U-T-E. Guys, I apologize for the handwriting, but it is what it is. All right, now, this is called the minute hand. Now, I want you to take a second and look at these two hands. Yes, they are different colors, and that's going to help us tell the difference between the two of them. But I want you to look at the words. The word hour and the word minute. Now, which word is longer? So remember when we talked about measurement, which word is longer? Well, if you look carefully, the word minute is longer. It has more letters in it, and if you space it out, it is longer than the word hour. Well, if you look at the minute hand on the clock, it is the longer hand. So the best way to remember this is the hour hand is the shorter one, just like this word is the shorter one, and the minute hand is the longer hand, just like the word minute is longer. All right, now let me erase so that we can get on and see if we can figure out some things about time. All right, got that erased. So, like I said, this clock is showing 8 o'clock right now. Now, what we're going to learn is that for it to be something o'clock, the minute hand has to be pointing straight up like this at the 12. So this clock is currently showing 8 o'clock. Now, if I do this, the clock is showing what time? Well, you look where your hour hand is pointing. It is pointing to the 7. And my minute hand is pointing straight up. So that means it is 7 o'clock. Now, you notice we talked about this the first day. The numbers go around the clock just like this. Well, now I'm going to teach you something. We're going to talk about minutes. So the hour hand, what it's pointing to is what hour. But this minute hand points to exactly what its name says, the minutes. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, the clock is broken down into individual minutes. Now, we know, or we're going to learn, that there are 60 minutes in an hour. Now, do you really want to have to sit and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on every time you want to figure out what time it is? No. So there's a really cool way to do this. Let me get my pen back out here. So as we go around the clock, we are going to count in increments of 5. So this is 5. Ooh, let me get a different color so it's a little easier to see. Sorry, guys. Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. This one I'm going to have to put up here. 30. 35. 40. 45. 50. 55. All right. Ooh, that didn't come out very good. There we go. Okay, so as we go around the clock, these numbers are going to correspond to how we count by fives. Now you see why it was so important for us to count by fives. So let's count around the clock. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and then we are back up at the 12. So let me move this back here. All right, so now it is 7 o'clock. Pardon me, guys. Allergies are killing me. All right, so the hour hand is pointing at the 7. The minute hand is pointing straight up to the 12. So like I told you, it is 7 o'clock. Now, if I take my minute hand and I move it like that, now you see my hour hand is halfway between the 7 and the 8. It is no longer just pointing at the 7 because my minute hand has gone halfway around the clock. And so now it is 7. What number is this? 30. So it is now 7:30. Now I'll remind you, this hour hand is halfway in between the 7 and the 8. It is not to the 8 yet. So it is still in the 7. And now my minute hand is pointing straight down. So we know it is 7:30. All right, let's try another one. So I'm going to put my hour hand back up here. All right, let's go. All right, this gets to be one of our favorite times of the day because that means it's almost time to go home. So I'm going to look at my hour hand and it is pointing at the 2. And my minute hand is pointing straight up at the 12. So I know that it is 2 o'clock. Now, I'm going to move my minute hand down here. Now, once again, look. My hour hand has moved halfway between the 2 and the 3 because my minute hand has now gone halfway around the clock. So if I count by my fives, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, I know it is now 2:30. All right, let's try one more for today because I know this can be a little confusing. All right, let's do this. All right, this is another one of our favorite times of the day. Our hour hand is going, actually, let's do this. All right. Oh, all right. My hour hand is pointing at what number? It is pointing at my 10. My minute hand is straight up to the 12, so I know that it is 10 o'clock. Now, I'm going to move my minute hand halfway around the clock, and it is some of yours favorite time of the day. It's 10, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So the clock now shows 10:30, which is when we go to lunch. So just to make sure we all understand, my hour hand is pointing halfway between my 10 and my 12. I'm sorry, between my 10 and my 11. Whoops, between my 10 and my 11. But it is not to my 11 yet. So it is still 10. Then I need to look at my minute hand. My minute hand has gone 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's gone exactly halfway around the clock. So this time is 10:30. All right, guys, we're going to take a break there, and I will teach you some more about telling time to the half hour tomorrow.